Without the people of America, Mexico, figuratively speaking, would be eating cat food out of a can and living in a tent behind a...
Anda viviendo tiempo extra y anda de mitotero, viejillo chismoso, fufurufu argüendero. ¿A usted qué le importa lo que pasa en el planeta si le queda como una semana de vida a la neta? México se despertó, se puso buzo, caperuzo. No es el México de antes que permitía tanto abuso. Ya no hacen con nosotros lo que les dé la gana. Ya no son los tiempos de Antonio López de Santa Ana, el güey que vendió tanto territorio mexicano, donde hoy vive tanto ilegal latinoamericano. Por culpa de un vendido el territorio se ha perdido. Por eso otro vende patrias aquí no es bienvenido. Una cosa es ser socio comercial a nivel mundial y otra muy diferente que nos quieran tratar mal. Aquí es bienvenido de cualquier país algún turista, porque México es la riata y no soy nacionalista. Tan solo digo lo que es. Ya es muy tu pedo si la neta no lo ves. Dirían aquí en México botellita de Jerez. Todo lo que nos desean que se regrese al revés. Hablo por los mexicanos al decir que no rajamos, que sacamos la casta donde quiera que vamos. Que si hay puros frijoles pues frijolitos tragamos. Y si no tienes sillas en el piso nos sentamos.
Mexicana es mi bandera. Mexicano hasta que me muera. Mis colores y mi tierra. Mexicano al grito de guerra.
Arriba el tricolor, mi país es un amor. Disfruta su sabor, de su tierra el olor, de su gente el calor, de su sangre el dolor, por su patria el furor. México es un amor. Que viva la raza de bronce y que viva toda mi gente mexicana. Acuérdense que un mexicano va a nacer donde se le pegue la gana. Deben de estar orgullosos de haber nacido aquí en la tierra del maíz. Y que chingue a su madre al que no quiera este país. México va para arriba, ya se dio cuenta el mundo. Vamos a ser primeros, ya no seremos segundos. Quieren invadir México, qué mal me huele. El litio es mexicano, carnal, y es lo que les duele. Acuérdense de mí, por favor, guarden la canción. En unos años México será una gran nación. Acuérdense de mí, por favor, guarden la canción. En unos años México será una gran nación.
Mexicana es mi bandera. Mexicano hasta que me muera. Mis colores y mi tierra. Mexicano al grito de guerra.
Que viva mi raza de bronce y que viva toda mi gente mexicana. Acuérdense que un mexicano va a nacer donde se le pegue la gana. Deben de estar orgullosos de haber nacido aquí, en la tierra del maíz. Y que chingue a su madre al...
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry
que
aloud,
no quiera este país.
my voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Hey, y'all stay woke out here.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles does not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Wherever your business needs to show up,
Se ve tan mal cuando miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece se burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos no voy palpando, cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente, fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera, más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena a mí, tú. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulú, y un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio, se matan vestidos de emporio. Yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando, vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad, solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición como no voy a aprovechar, los códigos que llegan los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar. Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Shalom, shalom. Hey, shalom, Israel. Shalom, it's your brother Manuel.
Okay, perfect.
Let me
All
see.
right.
I'm gonna check
So-
some. Someone check something real quick. All right.
So
Hey, shalom, Israel.
okay, perfect.
Hey, shalom, Israel.
All right, hold on. Let me do this real quick. I'll wait a little bit, maybe another minute or so, and then I'm gonna start. I don't know who's there. I'll wait a little bit, maybe another. So and then I'm gonna start. I don't know who's there. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's see. All right, so nobody's still here. Well, I'm gonna start anyways, man, so you guys can actually watch it. All right. All right, so here we go. The class, first of all, shalom, family. Lord willing, y'all are doing well. Okay. I know that I've been kind of getting on board and then, doing a lot of classes recently. It's been upon my spirit. This one in particular, I want to touch on Arzareth and then the second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40 and through 45. Okay. So let's get to it. The topic is Arzareth. Okay. So now I'm gonna read the scripture. I'm gonna go all the way through 45, and then I'm gonna play a video of some just random individual. Okay. And this is what they had to say about what this means. And this is why that one West doctrine was so confusing and putting our people in that particular type of state of confusion because they were just man, like it made no sense. All right. So let me go ahead and read this first, and then we'll go from there. All right, Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they passed over. For through that country was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Arzareth. Okay, so the same region is called Arzareth. Now, I'm gonna put a video on right now so you guys can see what some of I don't know what you call them, I guess non-believers maybe. Okay, watch this. Oh, that's right, I need to read the disclaimer. All right, here's the disclaimer. Oh, hold on, let me pause it. Here's the disclaimer. Okay, it's in Spanish. Here's the English one. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. It says here the content, copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles, nor does Bible Chronicles claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles does not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes. And thus, Bible Chronicles believes that this principle of material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. Okay. All right. So then now I read that. So check this out. Look what this guy has to say. I'm going to let it play. All right. And then it's only 4 minutes. So let's hear it out.
Shalom, shalom. Coming back with another video. I just want to touch on these subjects that the Israelites like to go over to try to prove Native Americans and Hispanics, our people. I'm going to the scriptures where they go to. 2nd Israel 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Salmonelsa, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into a lot of land. So they try to prove this and make it seem like they came to America, which they didn't. They still in Africa. These people don't read, man. I mean, this it's just simple and plain, man. If people don't get this stuff, man, the Most High just ain't showing you. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a far country where never mankind dwelt, which is still in Africa. Y'all know how big it is in Africa. It's a lot of places that ain't nobody been to in Africa yet, man. There's a lot of places still over there ain't never mankind dwelt over there. That's how big the land is. That they may keep their statues, but they never kept in their own land. And they enter into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and hell stood the flood till they were passed over. And this part right here is finna kill them. Watch this. For through that country, there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arzareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter times. Until the latter times now. Peep that, until the latter times. The Most High hell stood the flood for them until the latter times. And now when they shall begin to come, that the highest, it's talking about the Most High, that the highest shall stay springs of the stream again. That means he gonna hell flood, he gonna hold the water again like he did. We'll see what spring is. We don't want to miss nothing. I mean, it's just so easy, man. The Most High just gotta show you. Mean leap, fly back, or move. Springs mean move. He gonna move the water again. That's what it means. A small narrow river. He gonna move the small narrow river again that they may go through. So by the Israelites' logic, that means the Native Americans and the Hispanics got to get back on the boat and go back to Africa. By their logic, if Native Americans and Hispanic Israelites, that means they got to get back on the boat and go back. Because verse 47 say the highest is talking about the Most High shall stay the springs. That mean hold back. The springs mean hold back, or the stream mean water, a narrow river. Again, that means he gonna do it again, that they may go through. Therefore, size thou the multitude with peace. So I don't know what they get out of this. What do it say that they came to America? Verse 47 says the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again. That means he gonna hold for the water again. That they may go through, that they gonna go through. That's in Africa. Man, I don't know how these people miss over this, man. What verse in this said came to the to America? Verse 47, it debunked all that, man. Verse 47, they go through 40 through 45 or something like that, or 46, but they don't want y'all to read. They don't want y'all to read verse 47. When they say the highest shall stay springs of the stream again, they don't want y'all to read that. That means he gonna do it again. So that means if Native American Israelite, Hispanic Israelite, them goddamn mixed Spaniards, Israelites, that means they gotta get back on the boat and go all the way back to Africa. Because the Most High said he gonna bring them through there again. Shalom, I'm out, man. I just wanted to put that out there that people they just jump right over 46.
So family, this is what I'm talking about right here, and this is why I wanted to play. So we need to come back to the whole concept of where we're from and what they say. You see, when we disagree, they say we're conquistadors, we ain't Israelites, we're Mongols, we're of other nations, right? But if they're people that look like them don't agree, they say what? They're Jakes. They're just Israel lost. Why is that? How come? Because of this. Pan-Africans love keeping it in Africa. Silly Hamites. I know that may be offensive to some of y'all, but it's very simple. And listen, hey, Pedro, where are you from, bro? Do me a favor. Express these brothers to where you're from, man. Because they think that it's just like raza from Mexico, from Salvador, or from Nicaragua, that we're just racist people. Like we don't understand this whole concept that these northern African West are preaching. You see, family? That's where he's from. So he ain't from no so-called Mexican town where you assume that he looks a certain way. No, you see, we know that these things have occurred. And when we say separation, we don't say separation like as in white people separation and we hate you guys. No, we mean separation because we don't want to sin no more, and we experience the life that we had with y'all, and it never has been good. So why is that racist? That just means that you guys suck. That's what it means.
Them like the Most High said he ain't gonna bring them through the water again. That same water they the northern tribe ran through the first time, he gonna bring them back again the second time. He's just saying the same thing, man. Shalom.
And by the way, I just want to say something, family, in case you guys don't even realize this, because he said something about, oh, well, you know, there was areas in Africa they were never explored. That's a freaking lie. Because the Cushites were fighting with the Mizraims. They were having that war, and it was the Carthaginians, that the actual tribe, or I can't say the Carthaginians, but it was them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Cushites that were traveling around all Africa at that time. So I don't understand what he's saying, like, you know, Arzareth was never found because, you know, there's places in Africa that were never found. That's a lie, fam. That's a lie. Because they knew all the three lands before they went to the fourth part of the earth. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget that. Four corners of the earth is scripture. There you go, brother. See, you touching on my base. There you go. Rasa is no little ass mongols like Hamites love to say, nah, bro. It goes back to this, bro. Okay, for example, like I got a video of Taínos, right, that I'm gonna show, like maybe not tomorrow, but the next couple of days, right? So even in Taino diet, bro, like we don't eat what they eat. We don't dress like they dress. We don't talk like they talk. We don't act like they act. What the fuck are they talking about? We don't act like these Mongols. Like they base it on the fact that we're just light skinned. That's it, and because we don't have woolly hair, and that's pretty stupid, to be honest with you. But anyways, that's not the point, because our point is, oh, hey, shalom 144. Shalom, Israel, man. Good to have you here, bro. Deuteronomy 28:64. Let me get that for you, bro. I'll read it, man. I don't want to switch channels right now. So that means I have to take this window off. I'm using my other. Wait, it's a weird computer. Hold on. It's funny that I have to say it in Spanish. Deuteronomy 28. What was it? 28:64. I love that. Because you know what, bro? Every time I get the last time that I had the FOPI over here and they were trying to tell me, like, oh yeah, you know, like we've been scattered everywhere. I said, look, listen, I didn't go, I went nowhere else but Deuteronomy 28:64. And I said to him, listen, don't explain to me the first sentence, because I know the first part you're gonna break it down real good because that's what you're good at. Explain to me the second part. Well, there thou shalt serve other gods, since you knew the white men in Europe. And guess what? They couldn't break it down. So for us, this is very clear. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto another. And there, because I know that's your point, and there thou shalt serve other gods. And he'll scatter us among all people. You know what, man? You made me think about this real quick. If you think about this whole scriptural stuff, you know, look, let's read verse 67. I'll give you an example. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at evening what thou shalt say, what God it were morning, meaning like, damn man, kind of like those times where I'll give you an example. When I was going through like my problems and shit about being chased by the law and all that, right, man? I used to wake up in the morning, bro, and I did not want to be up in the morning, bro. I was just so scared. I just wanted to run. And then like at night, I just wanted to be over. You know what I'm saying? Like I was never in the moment. I was always ahead or behind, you know what I'm saying? For the fear of thine heart, whereas thou shalt fear, and for the sign of thine eyes, where thou shalt see. Man, I apologize, brother, because I forgot my point, but I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I'm actually good, bro. It's actually good. But let's continue real quick, man. This is important because you know what, bro? To be honest with you, man, we got to understand where we come from, man. Because at this point, we really need to determine who are you? Like, who are you? Because I know you meet brothers, bro, and I'm talking about, I'll give you an example, like 144 brother right now, right? I know you meet brothers, bro, that you tell them, hey, man, listen, man, the Most High, like, dwelleth in you, and you know what I'm saying? He's telling me about keeping the laws, and they're like, nah, bro, I don't want to do it. So what do you do? What the fuck do you do? You know what I'm saying? I like that one. Let me read it real quick. Deuteronomy 4. Let me see this real quick. Let me see it. Deuteronomy 4:27. It reads, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in numbers among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. I see what you mean, bro. When we came over here, we were scattered all around. And you know what, man? It goes back to the whole thought, like what I was actually thinking about, man. When you think about the word scattered, right? Scattered, right? Scattered. I'm going to show you this real quick, bro. When you think about the word scattered, right? Think about this real quick. Scriptures talk about fallow ground, you know, like broken in pieces. Even though it's the same dirt, it's separated. So imagine if somebody says that let's say you're a little ant, right? Because the Bible talks about ants. So let's say you're an ant and he grabs you from here and he brings you over here. Automatically you're scattered. Because the moment you break the line of an ant, he gets scattered left and right. So that's exactly what happened to us, family. The moment he broke the line of our connection to the Most High, we were scattered. That's why from Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15 or 14, he talks about our connection with him. Exodus talks about our 10 commandments, and the first 4 are our connection to him. And then in Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, he says our disconnection to him. And then in Exodus, he reminds us of our last 6 commandments, our disconnection to him if we don't listen to him. It's the opposite, technically, because the first 4 is about us and him, and the last 4 is about us and our brothers. Sorry, I said it backwards. So you have to be mindful of the Most High, how he deals with us, man. Look, he said, scattered you. We don't know each other anymore. I try to talk to some of you brothers, man, and I'm not saying that, I'm perfect. But I can tell that a lot of you brothers have a distance within yourselves. Matter of fact, I can tell that you're so distant within yourself that you're distant from your own family. You don't even want to talk to your wife or your kids because you're so distant. Yeah, let me read that. Think about how many tribes tribes Alaska to South America were scattered to and all. Yeah, bro. Think about the spirit. Think about the spiritual connection that we all have together, right? You forget. I hope you didn't forget that, VTC, because I know you share a lot about that stuff. So I appreciate you, bro. Think about the disconnection that we have between each other, because we're one unit. Because I believe we're one unit. Me personally, I believe we're one unit. So if we're disconnected, imagine how fucking fucked up we are. Matter of fact, you showed a video the other a couple hours ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, a couple minutes ago, about the brother that was saying that our people are so messed up in the head. We're racist, we're colorism, so what is it? Colorism, society, like, you know, moneyism, like we're so messed up in the head, bro. So messed up in the head. We don't even see how scattered we are, and yet we are so close. That's the beauty of it, which is the ugly part. Look, like that. We are so scattered, yes, yet we are of the same bloodline. And because we are so scattered and we're so destroyed, and we are the same bloodline, we hate each other even more. Because they taught us to hate each other even more. We're one unit, bro. That's the whole point. That's why when I bring up like classes, or I say Mexico, Mexica, or like the Eagle, what this, man, I'm talking about all of us, man. I'm not talking about, you know, Taínos or Salvadoreños and Nicaraguenses. Nah, fuck no, bro. I'm trying to bring us to one fucking unit, because I'm sorry to tell you, it was Raza, the Mexicas, that actually kept us together, because if it wasn't for them, you all would be white. That's a fact. If it wasn't for the Mexicas, we'd all probably be white, bro, or black. We wouldn't be here anymore. Because those were the warriors of this town. Because remember, when they came to the islands, they fucking walked all over y'all. But when they came here, they had a fight. Here, let me get that one real quick. Aside from it, here, I'll show it too. Matthew 12, 48 and 50. Yeah, that's I read Matthew 12 earlier. Hopefully that actually follows what I was talking about, man, because I haven't read that part in a while. Let's see, Matthew 12. See what you want. 48:50. Matthew 12, 48:50. It reads, "But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother and who is my brethren?" Oh, okay. And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and the mother. I know that you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because it relates to the class I did earlier. But I think I know what you're bringing it up for, because the fact is, bro, like what I said earlier, it's time that we start severing that understanding, man. Like, you guys are either about our gente or you're not. There ain't no more fucking kissing ass, bro. The scripture said very clearly, only a remnant is gonna believe. Only a remnant, only a small portion is going to come back to the laws of the Most High. So I like your name, 144. That's my email. Because only a remnant, only a few people. And even in those few people, even in that few people, a remnant is going to believe. Because even those few people aren't really believing. I'll give you an example, and I'm going to play the video. I was showing today an important class that I took like 3 days to write down about the tree, Christmas, or Virgen Maria, Queen of Heaven. I spent 3.5 hours of doing some stuff, right? And I played another video, right? Because I was thinking it in my mind. You know how many people actually cared for it? But yet, when I talk about Canaanites, everybody shows up. So, what is it more? Do you hate more than repenting? Is your hate that big more than repenting? What's your name, bro? Hawar was my Hebrew name, meaning warrior. That's the nickname they gave Gideon. Oh man, all praise it, bro. All glory, bro. So, anyways, my question is that you guys hate more than you want to repent? Because that's a question you need to ask yourselves. I'm gonna tell you something, family. I already done the walk, and I'm already in the walk. So for me, when I say these things, I'm really asking you to really analyze where you're at, because it's not a game. I wish there was a place, a building where you could hear me, but this is all you can do. So you have to analyze and say, listen, man, are y'all real about this, bro? Like, cause you know what, bro? He's really only dealing with a small portion. And are you willing to work towards being that small portion? Because not everybody is already set. I know Sakari told you, well, you know, it is what it is. The Most High wrote it. That's not true. That's not true, family. If you're in Sakari's room right now, y'all better run. Anyways, let's go. up throughout all the land and went up into Samaria and besieged it 3 years. Of Gazan in the cities of the Medes. Okay. Now that's over there about like Persia Medes, like further in. So let's check it out. Look, the city of the Medes, right? City of Medes. City of Medes location. City of Medes. Let's see. Where's the city of Medes? Empire. Oh, yellow. All of this, I'm sorry, I didn't even see it. So all of this is yellow, the Medes. Okay. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up into Samaria and besieged it 3 years. And in the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Halah. Okay, well, we don't see Halah here. Let's see what we can. Where is Halah in the Bible? So we see that. Oh, that's not going to help. Well, maybe here. Bible Atlas. Halah. Okay, so you see where Halah is, guys? Right there, okay? So they took us right around that area. All right. All right. So let me put this down real quick. We may need it later. Okay, so let me read it again. In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel into Assyria, placed them in Halah and in the harbor. Okay, we saw that, right? Watch this. It says Halah in the harbor, right? See? Halah in the harbor, map area. Okay, harbor river. So around this area here. Okay. All right. So now let's go to Second Chronicles 6:36. And then verse 22, and it reads, now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, this is after the Assyrians. The Persians then took over and conquered the Assyrians, or, beat them, right? That the word of the Lord spoke by the mouth of Jeremiah might be accomplished. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom and put it also in writing and saying, thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth had the Lord God of heaven given me, and he had charged me to build him a house, Jerusalem, which is in Judah, who is there among you of all people. The Lord, this his God, be with him. Let him go up. Now, remember, keep in mind that Cyrus was a Zoroastrian. So why would the Most High stir up his spirit? And why would he believe it? That's a hell of a question. I mean, honestly, right? What does that mean? Let me give you guys something real quick. I have a book called Anacalypsis, Volume 1. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all something. You guys can actually read it. This book here. If you look at versions, watch. Hopefully it doesn't log me out because it's going to ask me to log on. And honestly, I don't want to have to log on. All right. So anyhow, in this book, you guys can read it. Okay. It shows and shares that Cyrus was a relative of Abraham. So let me see if I can get the book. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something. Okay. real quick here. A second, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to .org.
Hey, family, I want to share this with you because I know it's getting late. It's about 12:30 California time. I was thinking about like how did I get to this point, right? Because I maybe somebody might have thought about it, you know, like how does this guy know this stuff? You know, I'll say it like this, man. Imagine getting like a roofing job, you know, and you're 19 years old or 18 years old, you're fresh out of high school, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to college, you just want to go to work. And then they say, okay, first of all, this is the kind of boots you need to buy. You're like, okay. Second of all, this is the kind of gloves you need to buy. Okay. And then they're like, okay, this is how you have to nail things down. You're like, no, well, it's a hammer and a nail. No. There's a technique. Like, okay. And then there's a way that you have to climb up the ladder to get to the roof. And then there's a way that you have to get down to get from the roof. Oh, and there's a way that when we like work roofing, because see, I don't do roofing, but I work around people that do that. So they tell me what they do. So then there's a way that you rip that roofing, and then there's a way that you actually don't fall. And there's like techniques to all these things. But you want to know something, family? The first thing that man or that young man learned was how to put his boots on, how to walk a ladder, how to hold a ladder, and how to nail. So, you know, when I came into this understanding, they gave me something called a milk, and I didn't know any better. And they said, this is your hammer, these are your nails. Just stomp them. And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, just learn how to stomp them down. That's what I did, family, for 3.5 years. I learned how to hammer a nail in a piece of wood. You see, this is why I am at this point. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people want to get ahead of that, want to skip all that. I keep telling people I have the milk, and y'all don't want to know. You guys don't want to learn. It's no different. It's our book, no matter who wrote it. I mean, because if you don't want to learn the milk, then you know what? Put the Bible down. Put the Bible away. Because whoever gave me the milk, man, fuck them. Well, guess what? The white man gave you the Bible once again. So you're gonna say fuck the Bible? We got to start somewhere. So I learned how to nail, even though I knew how to hit a nail, because I'm like, well, I could hit. I still had to learn. I had to learn how to walk up the ladder, and I had to learn how to walk off the roof. Now, let me tell you something, family. I never had to do that. Not one time. But I'm giving you examples of what I see, because if this is what we learn. You see, you cannot go assuming. There is a walk in this process. And I think at this time, brothers and sisters, we have to start respecting the brothers that actually been through this walk and that actually show some knowledge, and then feed off of that and grow from it. Don't get worse. So I'm sharing, you know, but how come I understand these things? Because guess what? I've never been a 1.0 GPA motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you right now. My GPA in high school was like 0.75. So I'm not a smart guy. I'm just like you. But you know what I am? I'm very humble. I'm very humble. That's very contradictory. At least I like to always remind myself that I ain't shit. Let's see it. I'll leave it like that. Let's continue.
Maybe I could get it here. Okay, here we go. Yep, there it goes right here. Okay, so let me go and do this one. All right, watch this. Persians. It's going to say it a lot. Now, I'm not trying to segue from the topic. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that there was a lot going on in that time, and a lot of the, I guess you could say, a lot of the migrations, tribes, they were pretty much, somewhat relatives. Now, you also had obviously Ishmael and Elam in that area, but watch this. Persian lizards are described. Let me see here. Let's see right here. No, this isn't it. Let's see. Here, I'll do this. Let me do it this way. Hey, bro. See, all of this mattered, guys. That's what I'm showing y'all. All of this mattered. Obviously, the Most High. There's a reason nobody was able to ever answer me. Why did God go give Cyrus, put it in his spirit? Like, why? If he wasn't an Israelite, okay? But no one was able to answer me that question. So obviously, I had to, answer my questions, because there was really nobody available to answer them, and even if there was, they weren't able to. And this is what I found. Excuse me.
Hey, family, I don't do this unless there's something in my mind right here, right? So I want you to pay attention to the bottom part that says that the Christian Hellenistic Jewish fathers should have searched for the origin of the religion in the East. Now I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna share this with y'all, not tomorrow, but in the next coming days. How the Virgin Mary has a connection with this Hellenistic thing, and how they wanted to connect the Virgin Mary from Europe to the so-called Virgin Mary of Mexico to keep it in, how they say it in Spanish, Helénico metodología. So as see family, that's why, man, I love my father, man, because he is, I don't know, man, he's like literally guiding me in these little books, and I've never even seen them before. And I never, trust me, fam, I'm not a reader, man. I was your thug life forever and getting laid, getting drunk. Let me do my shit. This has never been me. So I'm telling y'all, stick around, because he may just do the same wonders to you. And if he does, guess what, brothers? You're the next level. Let's go.
Questions, because there was really nobody available to answer them, and even if there was, they weren't able to. And this is what I found. Excuse me. Let's see. I think this one. This is a great book, by the way. You guys should consider reading it. Already a story about Abraham, Sarah. Let me see. Maybe it's here. Abraham, Moses. Peruvians believe in one supreme being. This is basically talking about how the similarities. Yeah, and I touched on it on another class. But I'm trying to show you guys something here. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, no, that's not it. Oh, here goes. All right, here goes. We know that the religion of the Magi did become corrupted, and it was reformed before the time of Cyrus and Daniel by a man called Zoroaster, or Abraham Zoroaster. Okay, so now what these guys are saying is that the Persians, look, there seems no doubt that this king and priest was the religion of the Persians, of Brahma, of Mithra, and of Abram, as professed at this time. Okay. Now it says here, let me see this one. Where are you? Still calling it Ishka. Ishka was the name of both Sarah and his wife. Jesus. No. Anyways, look, guys, honestly, if you guys can really look through this book, and it's going to show you, it's going to say that these guys, the Persians, they know that they come from Abraham. Okay, so I'm trying to look for the page, and it's going to be a while because honestly, it's a lot of pages, and I wasn't thinking of showing this. Let's see, maybe here. Okay, maybe not here. Let's try this one. This last one. If not, I'm gonna move on. The whole of the Jews were circumcised because they were said to have been a priestly nation, and if the history of Abraham can be believed, the Jews, probably so called, were all descendants of the Chaldean Brahmin, and of 318 persons said to be bred in his own house. That's weird. And who probably constituted of the whole tribe or high caste tribe who had come with him from India. I mean, look through the book, guys, honestly, and you're gonna find out that the Persians know that they come from them. Okay, so now we've got at least one answer in regards to why in the world did God choose Cyrus to get to free the Israelites. Okay, well, it was all prophetic, obviously. So now let's go to verse 23. I think I read it. I'll read it again. Does say, yeah, I did. No, let me read it. Thus say Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth had the Lord God of heaven given me. You see that? And he had charged me to build him an house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? The Lord his God be with him, and let him go up. Now, when would the Most High allow some heathen to do that? Well, we now know that they were relatives of Abraham. Okay? So now, since we are now so-called free to go, okay, let me go to First Ezra just to show you to confirm. It says here, now is the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, thus say Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven had given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he had charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Okay, so now it says, who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build house of the Lord. Go up house of the Lord of Israel. He is the God. Wow, which is in Jerusalem. Remember, this guy was a Zoroastrian, right? And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourned, let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold and with goods and with beasts, besides the free will offerings for the house of the God that is in Jerusalem. Okay, so now we see that Cyrus allowed them to go. Something moved Cyrus's spirit, but it seems like Cyrus was related to Abraham. Okay, so now let's go to Second Ezra, chapter 13. Okay, verse 40. And it reads, those are the 10 tribes who were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. Okay, so now let me show you a map real quick. Show you the map. Where is it? The world. I think it's this one. Okay.
Shalom,
That's not
coming
it.
back.
What am I talking about? Let's see, like that. Oh, I know why that happened. Okay, cool. So as you can see, it says here, I'm going to put it to the side. It says, verse 41, verse 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. Okay, now let's stop right there, because it says, but they took his counsel. So he took them into another land where? We found out when. We found out where. He took them somewhere around there, right? This is an old map, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to use this map too. Oh, please don't tell me you're going to freeze on me. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. It's a little tricky map. I gotta move very slow. Okay. So he took them there. Okay. Right there. And he carried them over the waters, meaning this here. Okay. And so they came into another land. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. It's a little difficult. I just want to make sure that we get the good view. All right. So now they're over here. They're right here. Okay. How do I flip it up? Okay. It's a little difficult, man, but I'm trying to figure it out. All right. So they're right there. And here's the Euphrates. Okay. Now it says, but they took this counsel among themselves when after Cyrus had given the decree to free the Israelites, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen. Where? Right there. The multitude here, wherever they were. Because, I mean, keep in mind, he might have taken them here, but that doesn't mean he kept them there. They're slaves. He could take them anywhere else. Plus, if you guys remember, you have this area in a map which had Joktan right here. That was called Joktan. You guys don't remember? There's a map that I have, and for the sake of time, I don't want to look for it because I have this in my mind here to make sure that we get through it. Okay, but it basically says that Peleg and Joktan, all of that. Okay, but they took his counsel among themselves after Cyrus had freed them. All right, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So now they're right here. Okay, Persia was ruling. Here, I'll show you guys. Persia. Empire. Look, Persia literally covered all of this. Okay, and the 12 tribes are well, the 10 tribes are right there. You see what I'm saying? They were right here. All right. So let's go back now. It says, but they took his counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude. Which multitude? This multitude, wherever it would have been here. Remember, it's all under Cyrus's territory. Okay. Now the Assyrians. I'll show you the Assyrian. Well, I'd say good time it won't. But the Assyrians were less. Okay, you guys can look it up. The Assyrians were conquered like up until this point. So when Cyrus took over, he said, "Hey, where you guys are at, you guys can stay there. You guys can go wherever you want." So obviously, they're saying, "Well, you know what? They took their counsel among themselves. That doesn't overnight. That took years. It had to take years because the Bible is like that. You know, one verse can go to another verse, and all of a sudden, it's like a couple, like 100 years maybe at times, or maybe more. So, you know, you got to be mindful that what were they sojourning? They took but they took this counsel among themselves. That means they had time to think about what they wanted to do. So if they were already free, they obviously weren't just staying here. They were maybe migrating somewhere around in this area of the Persian power, because this is where it gets really sick and sickening and ignorant, is when they say, the one where says, oh yeah, they took the Euphrates and went through Africa all the way around, like all the way this way. You're telling me that why would you do that? Why would you go all the way around? Euphrates River goes this way. And then you're going to go around that way on boats? Come on, man. It makes no sense. But what does make sense is this right here. Hold on. Let me get a different map because this is really... Hold on, guys. Let me see. Where you at?
And family, now we know that at that time in the, sorry to cut you off, I caught the last end of it. At that time, when you talk about Mizraim and that area where Cush is, they were at war. And Cyrus was not ruler of that territory. Not at that time. Until his son took over, which is Darius. Then he took over that territory. But when Cyrus was alive, and you can documentary follow this and confirm it, that all he ruled was from this territory of Israel all the way across to India. You could not go to Africa. Let me see this real quick. Persian King Cyrus had Semitic roots tracing back to Abraham. That's important to remember too. Yes, that's why I bring it up often, bro. Because like a lot of these people, these Christians, like, oh well, he was a Gentile. No, he was not. He was of the seed of Abraham. But anyway, let's continue, man. Because I love this. I love this topic, man. I do. Listen, one thing you're gonna find out about me, family. I love history. I will sit in history all day, man. We could talk about history all day. I don't fall asleep. If you put a history class in front of me, I will not fall asleep. Matter of fact, I'll give it to you like this. In high school, this is how I knew that I was just different. I was watching those classes that they give you in high school. It was about I Claudius. I Claudius was this Roman ruler, right? And I did not know why I was intrigued by this story of Rome. I had no idea. I was like, why the fuck do I like this shit? Man, I'm from the hood, bro. Like, I don't even like this stuff. But for some reason, I was intrigued by this Roman theology. I Claudius, this emperor that was just, he was like deformed or some shit. And he like had a nephew named Caligula. I'm telling you, family, this is not new to me. I really appreciate the fact that the Most High like guided me to this point. He had the whole agenda the whole time. We're just instruments, man. So enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, fam. It's the most beautiful thing if you get used by him.
Let me try this map. Maybe this map will work a little bit. And check out the website. Oh no, that's not the map. I'm gonna show you that one in a little bit. Let's see this one. No, I'm gonna show you that one a little bit too. Well, let me just get that one because honestly, it's not a waste. I'm gonna waste time looking for another example. I'll do my best to control it. Okay. So anyhow, it just doesn't make sense, and I don't see how there could be massive amount of boats that would be able to just do that. Okay. So why would we go that route? It makes no sense. All right. Now let's continue. It says here that okay. So it says, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Another thing, mankind was already dwelling in Africa. And this kid that was saying, "Oh, well, Africa's so big." No, come on, man. There's maps that show. And look, remember the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Cushites. What do you think they were? So, plus, on top of the fact that if they're free to go in the Persian Empire, why would they go to another empire so then they can be enslaved? No, that would make no sense. So the only way this would make more sense would be a further country where never mankind dwelt. Well, at that time, there wasn't really not many people traveling through these areas. I mean, there were some kingdoms, but not many. And then from proof of the fact that we see a lot of relative, like similar customs, similar names in Mexico and South America, where the people in India, like the Raramuri. Oh, here, I'll show you guys in case you guys haven't seen it. This is a trip. Now, I'm not saying, all I'm saying is we traveled through there. So it makes sense that we would have gone that way. Watch this. Raramuri of Chiu wa sorry, Chihuahua. I think that's how you spell it. Oh, my bad. I was off. All right. So look, watch this. These are images, right? You can see this here. Look at this. I don't know what was that. Watch right here. Okay, I get. Oh, here it goes. See, This is the Raramuri of Chihuahua. Well, watch this. The Ramuri of Chihuahua. Look at that. Boom. The Raramuri of Chihuahua, the Ramuri of Chihuahua. Now, again, what this means is that we had to have traveled to those areas. Plus, remember, it says Joktan in the other map. Let me see if I can get it. Hold up. Map. Joktan, here it goes. Okay, this is more of a newer map. And you see it says here Joktan, Jokton, like Yucatan, Arfashad, Persia, Elam. You see? This was their kingdom. All of this was their kingdom. Okay? So the 10 tribes would have more likely gone this way for security purposes because of the Persian Empire understood that they were free. Okay? So obviously, as we were walking through, a good chance that we would have picked up some customs. Then it says here that they made that. Let's see, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. Okay, meaning in Jerusalem, because we're falling off. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place, right? This place here. Narrow place of the river. For the Most High then showed them signs and still healed the waters. All right, so now this is where it gets tricky. Okay, so they go here. Oops. All right, here goes. I'm getting a little better. So they go here. So they pass the Euphrates River, and then God shows them signs, and they say to a further country where never mankind dwelt. So watch this, guys. If you go further into this map, you pass India, you pass China, and then you deal with like an area called Tartary. These guys came later, by the way. But then you see this Arzareth. Okay. Then you see Arzareth right here. All right. The same thing you see here. Now watch what this one says. Arzareth. 4 Esdras capítulo 13. Isio tribuil se fore Totarorum. Yeah, it's Italian. Tartoro, Scaith. It's just mentioning like places, people that the Scythians right here, Tartary or Tartar, the Syria, the area, look, Tartary, right? Remember, this is a later book, later map, not that in the times of, because we left, first of all, Assyria conquered us in about 700 BC. We left then about 535, 538 BC, give or take. So this is way later. And but here we understand that it's called Arzareth. Now I don't know what it would be called at that time, right? But that's the understanding of it. Now, when we look at this, this makes more sense because as we keep reading further, watch what happens. For the Most High then showed them signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. So are we talking about the Strait of the Anian or the Barren Strait? Now, we were told that, oh, yeah, it's because, the ice melted or the ice froze. But, when we left Exodus, he also opened the namely a year and a half, and the same region was called Arzareth, same region. So what's a region? Okay, so watch this. I'm going to get my Webster's Dictionary 1828 book. Watch what it says. Region. Region means a tract of land or space of indefinite extent, usually a tract or considerable extent. It is sometimes nearly synonymous with country, sometimes with country. It says the inhabitants of a region or district, right? A part of the body. So it says here, for through that country was a great weight of war. I'm sorry, for the Most High then showed them signs for them, and still held the flood till they were passed over. For through that country was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region, meaning the same section, right, is called Arzareth. So if the entrance of Arzareth is here, and he held the floods for us, then it would only make sense that he would hold the flood for us there. It's about a 50-mile walk. I mean, excuse me. Not a 50-mile walk, but it's 50 miles. Okay? Now watch what this says. This is another map. More colorful. Look. It's the same one. 4 Esdras, capítulo 13. Tribus Sephirah, I guess. Oh, Zephyrat, or I don't know what it says. Something like that. Totaroru. I don't know what. But look. Strito di Anian. So again, for through that country was a great way to go. Which way? All the way this way. All the way this way. So now he holds the water for us. For through the Most High showed him signs and held still the waters, right? So here he held the waters out. When we were walking, he's showing us the signs. And then it goes, for through that country was a great way to go. Namely, a year and a half in the same region is called Arzareth, because there's a great space to walk through. Right? If Arzareth is here, give me a second. Arzareth is right here. Here's the entrance of Arzareth. So it would make sense, so close, why the Most High would hold still the waters, and why it was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, because you consider the length from here to here, and then all the travel to America, all the way down to where we started migrating, mostly here. Okay, and here's why. Verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter times, and now when they shall begin to come. Whoa, let me read it again. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. Watch this. Okay. The highest shall stay the springs, meaning hold the waters of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude of peace. So the only way that this scripture makes sense for us is, first of all, you got to understand Arzareth is here. So we could not have gone first. And okay, so Arzareth is here. All right. He held the waters, and then he held the waters again. Now, are we going to go back into our land in this way? I can't call that right now. As far as I know, the Messiah is going to return. Right? That's something that I can dig into. But as far as my understanding from what we're sharing here right now, that we didn't take no boats around Africa. Okay? That's stupid, because that takes forever to go around. Plus, that region, right? This was conquered by other countries, other people. They would have enslaved our people. Our people aren't dumb. We would have at least made sure not to go that way. If anything, we go this way. Because why? Because no one ever dwelt in these lands. And if they did, very minimal. Plus, we would have protection all the way up to this point. And then we go up here. That is not that far. Now, the great way to go, that's pretty far. So when the Most High holds the waters, that rock right there, if you're going to walk from the top of America, from Alaska, all the way down to South America, that's about a year and a half. Okay? And then on 47, it says, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. And you know that it's not, this is not a stream, but it's a river. It's pretty big. It's part of a sea. Okay? So now, let me go to Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 17. So we can get an idea as to if it's prophetic that we were going to come here in the first place. It is. Look, watch. It says, his glory is like the firstlings of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of the unicorn. This is the tribe of Ephraim, okay? With them, he shall push the people together to the end of the earth. And they are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents. And it shall call the people unto the mountains. There they shall, okay, watch this. And Zebulun, he shall rejoice. Zebulun in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tent. Okay? And they shall call the people unto the mountain. Now, I was shown, I'll share you with you guys, that Zebulun was the Mayas, and Issachar the Aztecs. And the Issachar was when they sacrificed, they would blow the horn, and Zebulun would come and sacrifice with the Aztecs, or the Mayas with the Aztecs. That's how I was told. Okay. As of right now, all I'm showing you is that the 10 tribes, were going to be pushed to the end of the earth. Okay. Now, Deuteronomy 6 and 8. Watch what it reads. Deuteronomy 6 and 8, and it says, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand. And no, that's not it. Revelation. What am I talking about? My God. Sorry, guys. Revelations 6:8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4 parts of the earth, the 4th part of the earth, to kill with a sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. Okay? Now, why am I bringing this up? Watch this. This is from a book called Geography Rectified. Give me a second. Watch what he reads right here. Here goes. America is the 4th part. Watch this. According to the greater integrating parts thereof, the ancient divided the whole earth into 3 great parts: Europe, Africa, Asia, and Africa, to which now added a 4th, America. Again, a 4th or 4th part, like Revelation. It says, I'm just going to get to the point. And it was given power, and it was given unto them. Oh, I'm sorry. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with swords, and with hunger, and with death. Did they not come from the end of the earth and kill us with the sword? Did they not take away our resources, and now we're being in hunger? Are people dying at the border? Are people dying here too? Our people are poor. So-called illegal immigrants, they can barely make it. They're not getting paid that well. A lot of people pay them less because they know they're not quote legal. And with the beast of the earth, what is that? You know which one? Started 2 or 3 years ago. Are they not? Is this not happening here in this continent? Look, watch. This is from a system geography, a dissertation of creation and various phenomena. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Tartar or Tartary, right? Tartar. Muscovite, 3 million square miles. But this is a weird part. In Europe, there's 2.7 square miles. Africa 10. I'm sorry, Asia 10, Africa 8, America 9. So how could these guys have 3 million plus 604,000 and about almost 800,000? Almost what? More than 4 million in square mileage. So that means what? What we were looking at earlier. These guys ran all of this here. Tartary. Tarsia. Tart. You see Tartary, I think it's in the other map. Yeah, Tartaria, right? And if this is an entrance, the 12 tribes, look, they're still naming them. America, right? Pars, Nova Ars Pars. I got to look up what that word means. But as you can see, look, See that, guys? So the 10 tribes God held the waters. They crossed over in a year and a half. So it wasn't no necessarily ice like on the floor. It was the Most High. And I know that people won't be able to wrap their minds around it. Look, watch. This is what they say because apparently we came from that region. As for the original of these people, right? It is most probable that they did descend from the Tartars. If so be that the west side of America be continent with Asia, or disjoined by a very small strait, as this described in some maps I just showed you, where Russia was, right? But now Spanish and all of that stuff. It says here, watch this. But their numbers are much wasted since the Spaniards' discovery. For some authors affirm that they put to death about 15 million of the natives in less than 15 years, and that the blood of those that perished in the mines where they were forced to labor weighed more than all the gold and silver drawn from hence. Wow. All of our.
Hey, you know what, brother? I appreciate that, man, because if you think about it, none of those guys are doing a damn thing. Black people said that we came with them around Africa, right? That's what they said. They said we came around Africa, we shipped around Africa. Hold on, let me go back to your point. Persian King Cyrus had Semitic roots. Yep, that's why. That's matter of fact. Isaiah 51:1 told me everything, bro. That's how come I liked what you said. Persian King Cyrus had Semitic roots tracing back to Abraham, because if you read Isaiah 51:1, watch this. I'll show you, bro. I'll show you. You see, this is where I'm just saying, man. I listen to the Most High as best as I can. I'm not saying I have the word, but I'm pretty damn freaking close, bro. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I think I am. What's it? Hearken. Isaiah 51:1 says, "Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness." Right, and I mean it, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to share with y'all like what I know and what got me to this point. And people either want to listen, and I'm willing to share the milk, but nobody wants it. So I'm like, who's gonna ever ask for it? Because I have it. I have the milk. It's right here in my pocket. Some people say, well, F your milk. Yeah, well, that means F your Bible. F the scrolls. Because if you say F the milk, then that means F the scrolls. Because it's kind of like saying, I don't want to listen to Christianity, so F the Bible. Well, then F God. Because that's where he's at. Because without the Bible, then there's no God. Without the Bible, then you're an atheist. Anyways, hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek the Lord. Pay attention to that. Hearken to me. You mean listen to me. Meaning like pay real close attention, because I'm going to say some really important shit. You that follow after righteousness, meaning like you that want to do the right thing, keep the laws, not sin, not lust, be a good man, good husband, raise your kids right, like be able to harness your thoughts, where your thoughts don't take over you, where you don't just go think of something, you're just like, nope. Listen, family, this is what the scriptures are talking about. We were at that point at one time where we could control every thought that came out of our mind. So it says, hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek the Lord, because the Lord, there's nothing that controls those thoughts. He controls his own thoughts. Look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, into the hole of the pit where ye are digged. You want to know why it says that? Because Abraham When he was cut out of that mold, that man listened to him. He didn't hesitate. Look unto Abraham, your father, and unto Sarah that bare you. Now, I understand y'all want to follow the Messiah. I get it. But he's not our father. The Messiah did not spit his sperm and produce himself, okay? So you got to understand what you have to read. There's a difference, and you have to break down these understandings of scriptures. You can't just go about letting white people teach you the Bible. Isn't that what they came to teach us? And I mean by teal us, meaning like teal our mind, tilling. You know, tilling? Don't think I'm stupid. Let's continue.
Anyhow, I'm basically, I mean, it's a short class, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go too deep on this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let me give you guys one more. Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 7. Why all this then? And for this cause thou hast put fear in thy heart to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity, for we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. So this is why all of this is happening. Our job as brethren is to find out and give y'all more answers that can give us a much more clarity. Because for some time we were told that this is who we were, that we were Africans and that we came here. Well, One West needs to teach that in order for us to be the woolly team. But the simple fact is that they're not Israel. We already proven that left and right. I'll give you one example, okay? Look, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. I'm going to show y'all real quick. This is off the topic, but I just want to prove a point. 28, verse 49, and it reads, the Lord shall bring a nation against you from far. Watch this. From far. From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, okay? So if you guys ruled Europe, you're not far, okay? From the end of the earth, you're not at the end of the earth. You're right next door. That literally is it's a 2-hour boat ride from here, from this point here to this point there, okay? Literally. The Lord shall bring a nation against you from far. That's not far. From
Wake
the end
up,
of the earth.
Israel.
That's not the end of the earth. As swift as the eagle flieth, well, you guys had the eagle. In Granada, you guys had, look at where Granada is, almost by Africa. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. You guys spoke Spanish, French, Portuguese, Dutch, German, English. What else? Prussian, Russian. How in the world could verse 38:49 even apply? And then you say, well, it wasn't 70 AD. Well, that even makes no sense because it can't be another nation from far from the end of the earth that swift as the eagle flies, maybe the eagle part, but they can't because Rome conquered and he was in charge of Jerusalem. And they knew who they were because even Paul spoke Latin and Greek. And it says a tongue that thou shalt not understand. So however you slice it, One West, you're done. All right? That's whole 12.
Family, not only that, in Acts 2:5, it clearly says that the Jews spoke Roman. So if they're trying to say that the invasion was in 70 AD, that's a lie. So see, this is why we have to really focus on what we're teaching and what we're learning. Because you can't say that Rome took over Jerusalem in 70 AD when Deuteronomy 28 is a derivative of that story. Because Deuteronomy 28 says that a nation from afar, from the end of the earth, a tongue that you shall not understand, but yet the Jews knew Latin. Make it make sense. Don't let these people teach you the scriptures. We need to learn them ourselves. And we need to help each other out. You see, I'm not saying I know everything. No, I'm looking for brothers that are digging in the Bible like me, so then you can help me understand the Bible, the scriptures, the role too. It's our book. Let's help each other out. This is not about us. Oh, I'm the teacher. I'm the leader. I know more. No, man. I'm looking for brothers that understand what I'm talking about too. Because y'all have the spirit. I just need you to wake the hell up. Fuck, man. I'm getting mad at you guys.
Tribe. I mean, I'm sorry, that 10 tribe that came through Africa, that's a lie. And the only reason y'all did it is just so you could say that we look black. And that's the saddest thing in the world anybody could do. And you know what? Hey, man, the Most High has recorded everything that y'all have been saying and teaching our people wrong and correctly. Quite frankly, this makes more sense. Why? Because why would we go that other route? Why would we go that other route? It makes no sense. And you would need tons of votes in order to do that. Okay? So, anyways, with all that considered, guys, like I said, it's a short class, man. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go all crazy with this, but other than that, let me play a song for you guys real quick, and then we will call it a night. Give me a second. Let me find one. I hope it was edifying for everybody. I know I went pretty quick on this, guys, but quite frankly, this is not a topic that really needs a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? It really does not need a lot of attention because give me a second. Because well, it's very simple, black and white. There's not really that much parables in this scripture. It's like, okay, it's very simple. 10 tribes left, fine. Persia was in charge. We were secured by that territory. Why would we leave it? The closest place to go is up there, up north, up to where Russia is at the tip, and then we see that it's Arzareth. It's considered Arzareth. So if he opened the floods for us, then that means we would have crossed over to the Americas. And that trip takes about 1.5 years because we got people in Chile. All right. So anyhow, Lord willing, man, this was edifying. I hope it made sense for y'all. I'm going to play this guy real quick, and I'll let y'all go, okay? Shalom, family. Hope y'all doing well, and stay in the spirit. Battle, man. Battle as much as you can. Try to find family, friends that are in the truth that will at least help you with the phone calls if you guys need something to talk to. Listen, man, I'm reachable if y'all want, but again, y'all don't know me, so I don't know how comfortable people are. I'm trying to build. We're trying to build a nation of our people again, so we don't have to live in this destruction. Anyhow, shalom, man. Love you, family. All right, take care. This is what I got for y'all.
Respect. Yeah, man. Respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. Few nigga on a microphone. Can't I sit in number 15? Rock you on the studio. Bomba, claro. ¿De qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va? No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amores, vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no girl. Ribby dead. Cali with a mama soul, yeah. Tell them around. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender. ¿De qué manera es más fácil aprender? Que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. quedó el amor. Hey, I know I sit here on no microphone forever, never. Tell me, roll some love. I can just smoke and the light, some love them. I Rastafari my life, some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby day. I live with a mama soldier. Reggae man a mama warrior day. Not I really think. Oh, yeah, man. Y se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bombo, clack, you, nego. Yeah, not really easy. No. Tuning on a microphone. Hey, tell us all I want. Tell us all it's ready. Tell if I'm a Rasta, feeling on my sin. Hey, more love.
Bueno, el autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Shalom Israel is your brother Emmanuel. All praises to the Most High that he put it upon this class going. Lord willing, all you brothers and sisters are doing well. You know, the few of you that do listen, appreciate that very much. It's an interesting class today. Okay, I've been trying to get this class recorded, and I kid you not, the audio is erased. I kid you not, only in the videos that I'm using. It's just weird, man. Anyhow. But I'm going to continue, man, because we got to keep fighting, you know what I mean? No matter what, principalities or powers, doesn't matter. The Most High has commanded us to bring up the truth, the real truth, and nothing but the truth, okay? There's a purpose behind that statement. Anyways, the class is called The Assassination of a Nation's Collective Memory. Now, look.
Excuse me, brothers. Sorry about that. I hope you guys can hear me. What I'm trying to do is get a remind us again as to like what's going on, because we keep hearing, and even our own people, man, like they're literally pushing this agenda, and we gotta like nip it in the butt. You know what I mean? It has to be a reminder, because the struggle is sincere about our people. We've gone through struggle and we're still going through it. Okay, so all we're saying is if it's the right doctrine. If you guys are really the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, then make it make sense, because none of it matches. So let me continue so then I can remind ourselves too, because I'm sure we're getting really, really dug deep with all these other so-called Hebrew black onlys. You guys are Mongols. You guys aren't the Hebrews. You see, you don't see no famous people saying you guys are Hebrews. Well, I kind of find that interesting that the media is now involved. You think that the so-called white man who is in power right now, right, is going to allow this just because they play chess with y'all while you guys are playing checkers? They're playing chess. So this here is the seal. that the scriptures talk about. The biggest lie that anybody could have concocted, where you create a slave trade that didn't happen the way that we've been told for hundreds of years. Not hundreds, for about maybe the last 130 years. All right, let's continue. What I'm gonna do is this, man. I'm gonna compare apples to apples. We have people saying that we are who. Well, they're telling us that we are them. They're not saying that they are us. They're not saying that we are one people. They're saying that we are them. That we used to look and be like them. Okay, so and that we have the same struggles that they have had since 1492. So if that's the case, you may be able to suggest that to other people that don't know their history. But we're going to find out today. You know what? I'm not going to let it slip. I'm going to show you something that really bothered me today. And that was just brought up right now because it's an older video. But see, a lot of times I play older videos because they mean a lot. Pay attention, family. This is fucking nuts, man. Look. You see, this is why do not believe in subtlety and these like, oh, they're so friendly. They sound friendly. They sound like they care. These bastards don't care. Look what they say. Watch this. Just like what was said earlier.
Well, what about the Irish? Like they're just left out of this.
See, there you go. You see what I mean? Look, watch this. She's talking about the suffering of people, blah, blah, blah. Irish goes apocalyptic with new hate speech law, whatever, right? You see, this channel or people like her, right? This biatch right here. I'm gonna say, not you, no, because you're a dude. And you're probably a biatch.
They sent out last.
Shut your ass up.
You know what? And they've changed it.
I know you guys don't like the way I talk sometimes and shit, but you know what, bro, like
Shopify
people like her
helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that rated out.
Great job on his
people like her. They sound nice.
His YouTube channel, on his Twitter channel. You can look for it yourself.
Oh my God, we care about people. She wears a nice sweater. She looks like a nice person, right?
By just putting in his name. A lot of times, you know, what I appreciate.
A lot of times, like, we care about people. See, you guys need to stop doing that. You guys need to stop doing that shit. Because watch what she says right here. Okay? Stop doing this.
Ukrainian.
So there is no longer that. The purpose of this is to flood borders in order to make a global government. So there is.
You see her nice little face? The purpose of this is to flood borders. Meaning, like, the purpose of this is to have illegal immigrants, like, you know, those guys that we want to fucking get out of here. Remember that face, okay? Because that was the same face that killed your kids.
African languages.
Something you said in a speech recently was that the purpose of this is to flood borders in order to make a global government. So there is no longer any national ID in any one place. You know, my husband and I, we were talking about.
Right here. Like, watch this, what she says. And I think her husband's the other blonde or brown guy that's like, oh, I care about people. You see, these guys have a very subtle way of speaking, family. They want to say, no, es que me caes bien, güey, you know? Te quiero mucho, cabrón. But I want you out of here. No, es que, ¿sabes qué, güey? No, entiendo, cabrón. No, sí, sabes. Pero pues ya lárgate, güey.
Recently, this unhelpful conversation online of who's the most oppressed group. Is it Jews? This unhelpful conversation online of who's the most oppressed group. Is it this unhelpful conversation online of who's the most oppressed group. Is it Jews? Is it Arabs?
Excuse me. Is it Jews? Is it Arabs?
Is it black people?
Is it black people? You mean Negroes? You mean West Africans? You mean the motherfuckers that enslaved us too, like you white people? You mean those guys too? The ones that are asking reparations? Those guys too, right? Because guess what, family? They're going to ignore your stupid asses. Yeah, they're not even going to acknowledge you. And you know what they're going to say? What about Irish?
I hate this conversation, but my husband says, well, what about the Irish? Like, they're just left out of this conversation despite a really tough history. We don't treat them like that anymore because I don't know why, because the skin's too light or because they're part of the UK or whatever. So it's almost as if the story of an oppressed group is no longer important when you're saying we'd like to protect our borders.
Are you serious, bro? Like, I tripped out when I heard this.
I asked about recently this unhelpful conversation online of who's the most oppressed group. Is it Jews? Is it Arabs? Is it Black people? I hate this conversation, but my husband says, well, what about the Irish? Like,
sorry, family. I was tapping my wife, and I appreciate you because I'm being very loud right now. And it's like, what you want me to say? What you want me to say, fam?
They're just lose them. We were talking about recently this unhelpful conversation online.
This is an unhelpful conversation. You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to talk about oppression?
Of who's the most oppressed group is
who's most oppressed, right? You know what I'm saying?
Is it Jews? Is
it Jews?
Is it Arabs? Is it
Arabs?
Black people? I hate this conversation.
Oh, but by the way, fuck Mexicans or Hispanics or all of you paisas that are trying to cross the border. No, you guys don't mean nothing. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Conversation, but my husband says, well, what about the Irish? Like,
oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, fam. You want to know why? Because I played a class yesterday about the Virgen Maria, and nobody wanted to hear it. You guys don't love your gente. You love white people.
They're just level most oppressed group. Is it Jews? Is it Arabs? Is it Black people? I hate this conversation, but my husband says, well, what about the Irish? Like,
hey, what about Conor McGregor? What about Conor McGregor, bro? That is not fair. Conor McGregor gets no fair treatment. Oh, shit. Hey, listen, fam. Y'all do what you do, man. I'm going to laugh at you guys as I get home because you know what? You guys don't believe me. I played literally an important class and you just ignored me. You didn't care. Enjoy.
If that is actually true, okay? If our curses compared to their curses, so-called, okay? And has it been happening since 1492? Because that's the question. All the way from 1492, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, 1900.
So since they're trying to figure out, like, you know, slavery of everybody, okay? Well, let's compare slavery, and then you tell me if I'm not Irish, okay? Because apparently my Hispanic name didn't fit in your vocabulary. So am I Irish? Are we Irish, family? Can we be Irish? Because we ain't Black. Apparently, okay, Zars. We ain't Jews, right? This is beautiful.
1800, and then as of today, okay? Reflect on all of those things as we go through the class, and you guys compare apples to apples. Are we the same people? Have we been suffering as long as you guys supposedly have, or have you suffered as much as we have? That's the question today. So without further delay, let me go ahead and shut up and start the class. All right. So first things first. Here's this interesting. This is from a dictionary app that I have.
It's a Webster's dictionary from 1828. Okay. So obviously words definitions change as society or whoever is in power changes. So listen to this. Swarthy, being of a dark hue or dark complexion, tawny in warm climate, the complexion of men is universally swarthy or black. Then it says this: the Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and English. Let me read that again. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and English. Meaning what? The Spaniards, Italians are black, like the Moors, and the French and Germans are basically brown, dark brown, right? But the other guys are black. So it begs to now we have to ask ourselves this question. Did they look like this in 1492? Okay. I got a video about this person here. Caught my attention, and it relates to my class. So interesting. Listen, I'm gonna let this play. There is a word called boule. So let me actually explain it now, so then we can just skip all of that. Boule is an ancient Greece word. It means, well, it was representing over 500 citizens, which were part of a council appointed to run daily affairs of the city. Okay, so these guys consider themselves high and mighty. Okay, remember this, man. Remember this. Okay, we went through slavery. Supposedly the same thing, the same suffering, and we progress about the same. That's what we're being told. Well, let's find out. All right, let's begin. It's gonna be 1, 2. I'm gonna skip a couple, and then I'll start basically, continuing to show my things. All right, here we go. Oh, almost forgot. My bad, man. My bad. Oh, almost forgot. All right, Bible Chronicles. Okay, disclaimer. Content copyright. Disclaimer. This content does not belong. Excuse me. Let me move that up. No. It's not what I want. Stupid computer. Hold on a second, guys. This is acting funny. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Anyways, this content does not belong to Bible Chronicles, nor does Bible Chronicles claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles does not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of to harvest any financial gain. However, due under Title 17 of United States Copyright Law, states material in use can only be done when it's for theological, scholastic, and general educational purposes. And thus, Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. Okay, here we go. Hey, guys, pay attention to how light-skinned some of these men are, and they're considered black, right? They fall under that category. When we see them today, they are looking white, man, and they're considered black. So every single person you see in these pictures, they're considered black. Their fathers supposedly are black. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention. At that time, family. Not right now. Not when people are okay to be light-skinned. We're talking about that time where they said it was not right to be black. Okay? Pay attention. Because remember how the black-only Hebrew Israelites tell us, well, what you guys mix with the other nations. Huh. Well, how funny. A lot of you guys were looking white. So I beg to my question.
Do a lot of black people are white and a lot of white people are black? It gets deep.
At this point, it should go without saying, Prince Hall, Freemasonry, and Sigma Pi Phi are not the same in connection or principle. Firstly, Boule members are almost always college educated, a prerequisite not required to be a member of Prince Hall. These educated Boule members are most likely graduates or postgraduates who are recognized as men who have outclassed their peers as professionals within a certain branch of expertise.
Look at the men on the bottom. See the men on the bottom? They're considered black. We see them today, and they would be considered white. A lot of these light skin. Look. Let's look. So now we need to really know who we're dealing with. Look at this man. He looks Hispanic, just very tanned. Now we're getting real scary here. So you so-called Hebrews of so-called Latino descent and so-called Hispanic descent and so-called black descent, y'all need to start wondering who you really are. This is not just about fringes, guys. It ain't just about being Percepticons. Anybody can memorize scripture if you study it so much. But the actual work is looking at you and yourself, and none of y'all are doing that. That's what I can tell. Because you're still doing Passovers. You're going to clubs. You're admitting it. Strip clubs, regular clubs, because you're heterosexuals. You have multiple wives. That's what you guys teach. Yet the Messiah said, it wasn't like that before. Originally, it was Adam and Eve. Adam didn't have Eves. What exactly is it that you're trying to teach? Are you trying to teach for sincere building or lucre and sexual desires and lust? Let's keep it real, man. Let's go.
College education is not a requirement for membership into Prince Hall or any other branches of Freemasonry for that matter, whose tenets are most essentially being male, having belief in a supreme being, as well as the ability to handle financial obligations.
You know, me not being from this country, when I come to this country and they tell me that black people are destroyed, and I know now that I learned my history, black people are not destroyed in this history. There's absolutely nothing about black people that are destroyed in this history. You guys have college foundations, men that have respect and honor. They wear suits. They stand strong. How does this even relate to slavery? How does it even make sense? All I see is strong men, dress well, comb well, educated well. And as we go along with this class, you're going to find out that we're not educated well, nor dressed well, nor treated well. Now, am I saying, oh, the hell with blacks or whites? No. All I'm trying to prove is a point. You guys decide what you want to do. What I'm trying to tell you at the same time is strengthen your mind. History, the way that it was taught to us, wasn't technically the way that it was thought to be. So let's continue. This ain't hate. This is just talk. Like I said it before. Facts tell, stories sell. This is not emotional. This is just a conversation. Let's continue.
Of the society.
And that's what I mean, okay? So pay attention to that too. Excuse me, sorry. I had ice in my mouth. Pay attention to that. The statements that are being made. Okay. Remember, we're doing a comparable. We're gonna go back to 1492. But because I want to get through this class. So, anyways, here we go.
Although Boule members can be Prince Hall members and vice versa, they play different roles within the structure of Black society.
All right, so let me go ahead and fast forward this real quick so you guys have an idea of what they're saying so far.
Roles within the structure of Black society.
All right, so let me go ahead and fast forward this real quick so you guys have an idea of what they're saying so far. Here's a little more of who these people are. And again, I'm saying this and I'm sharing this because again, these guys are apparently representing the so-called Black people. Okay, you'll see. All right.
I know that the Boule is typically a closed social group that I would characterize maybe somewhat secretive. How did they react to you exposing them, discussing their being and their principles in your book?
Okay, Sigma Pi Phi Boule, which was founded at the turn of the century, was founded as a secret organization. It actually
turn of the century is at the end of 1800 into
Still didn't have the Bible. This is before 1900, when we still didn't have the Bible.
and then look at these women. Why is that erased? But these are shown.